Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 36 of Task Force Unlikely, Found Family Matters. So, lots of stuff happened last time. Navira, former paladin of Zariel, soldier of the Blood War, confronted Tiamat in an effort to steal her power and use it to defeat Zariel, Lord of the First Layer of Hell. She joined a group of mercenaries led by Raceland from Dragonlance, holding back until she felt she could deal the killing blow to Tiamat, killing Tiamat, taking the Queen of Dragons' power and using it to do a bunch of things, including resurrect Arthur, heal the other PCs and NPCs, make Raceland wet his pants, made Zariel regret all of her life choices and then disintegrated her. And before she gave up the power back into the Astral Sea. She returned back home, reunited with her friends and family in Waterdeep. She then took a nap. A job well done. Let's see.
And then everybody cried.
And there was lots of crying and found family warden feelings, and it was wonderful. And if you didn't see that episode, just go watch it. Today, it's a beautiful spring day in Waterdeep. You've all been in different places for a bit. You've been away. You haven't really been in the city a lot lately. The Shadowfell, the Underdark, the Feywild. You took a brief stint into a Domain of Dread. Some of you went to Hades. Some of you went to Hell.
We're doing the Abyss next. Let's go.
There are 8 other outer planes, I think, so we could do them all.
Go to a nice plane next.
You can certainly go to a nice plane. Go to the Happy Hunting Grounds or something.
I've always kind of wondered what the true neutral plane, is that just Cube Land or something?
It's Mechanus.
I thought that was the lawful neutral.
We'll check.
We'll figure this out later.
It's just the neutral planet from Futurama.
It is the blank slate interface of every 3D modeling software ever.
Hail the cube.
All hail the cube.
Hail the cube.
Let's see. So, what would you all like to do? Like I said, it's a beautiful day. These are the outer planes. I don't want the outer planes. And there's a couple new things around Waterdeep. There's a new amusement park you've heard about called Drawn World. There's all your family and friends you can hang out with. There's a big stack of mail you can go through. Yeah, lots of stuff. Does anyone have a thought or feeling one way or the other?
I mean, you hear noises coming from Kaw's room in the morning, which is unusual.
And she's like, unusual? What are the noises unusual or just the early?
The noises themselves aren't unusual. It's that they're coming from the house.
Okay.
That early.
Sleeps in her wagon, right?
She appeared to not last night.
Oh.
Oh, it's because she finally found a home. I'm gonna cry again. Tarbek will sort of, walk around in his, 1940s nightcap and gown, holding a candle. And he'll sort of hear the noise from Kaw's room, and he'll just look, and he'll smile, and then he'll keep walking and go get some breakfast.
Okay.
Cap as long
Oh,
as
look,
he is
breakfast.
I guess Gayle will take care of the mail.
Okay, yeah, so there's a big old stack of mail. Lots of junk mail. There's a thank you card for going to that party y'all went to a couple weeks ago. There's so correspondence from the Swolebolds. They seem to be settling well in the city.
That's nice.
Let's see. Narshinda sends a postcard. It's hand drawn. It looks like he might have drawn it of Dormer like lounging by a pool. So it's like this incredibly old man, covered head to toe. Like he's not like shirtless or anything like that. He's got an umbrella over him. He's got a big hat. He's got sunscreen on his nose, a long sleeve shirt. Really long, like clam digger pants kind of thing, but he's clearly in front of a pool.
He's living it up.
And there's some mail from Father Imdar, the cleric who you all rescued, expressing his gratitude once again and his immense regret at sort of the things that transpired, and that if you ever did need legitimate work, that he could help you out through the Order of the Gauntlet once again, perhaps not knowing that you're all kind of loaded now.
Good to have allies.
You know what? It's a nice thought.
I guess they wouldn't have a fridge, but Gayle will hang up the thank you card and the postcard from Nishinder on, I guess, one of the, cabinets.
Okay, yeah.
Has a little poster board.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep, all updates on.
Okay, yeah. At least the thing I'm looking for is in a different book. Okay, yeah. Awesome. What would anyone else like to do?
Been sleeping for odd number of hours. So she woke up at 3 a.m. and then went for a run around Waterdeep and has been running for so long that she's actually not back yet. Just oh, it's been a while since I've been on a regular plane. Let's go see what life was like.
Mm.
Oh, and I'm
Changes the
sea
perspective.
level again. I can run forever.
Okay.
Does she? Is she running until, morning?
Running until, her legs give out on her, I guess. And she's like, oh, hey, look. I'm just going to see if I can visit every single ward in Waterdeep in one run.
Sure, yeah, and yeah.
The Drawn Park and check it out.
Yeah, you can run by Drawn World, and yeah, there's a line out front at the beginning. You can see there are people dressed sort of in oversized armor, it's kind of fake looking big foam armor, and there's a guy with a big wizard staff saying, "Have a magical day." She seems to be throwing confetti and streamers instead of casting a spell.
It smells like entrepreneurship and vomit. She keeps running.
But you can see there's
that's probably, you could probably say the same thing about our house.
Yeah. But as you're running by, you can see there are roller coasters and stuff like that, and it seems legit amusement park.
Ooh.
You run through the Sea Ward, which is only known as the Sea Ward. SEA Ward.
Yeah, the Quard.
The Dock Ward, the North Ward. You can do the whole city. It's big, but it's not that big, and you're very strong.
I got +9 to athletics. She can keep going all day. But eventually around breakfast time, I assume that she just like rounds it out.
Tarbek's actually gonna like go out to, excuse me, his favorite breakfast place and bring back some stuff, some bagels, cream cheese, smoked fish, maybe some donuts, little eggs, mini egg sandwiches, and just like a big bag of croissants. Croissant.
Okay, yeah.
My family's from Montreal. I can say it like that.
You go to a Cornish bakery and get croissants, and a couple other places, and grab a hodgepodge of nice breakfast foods, a good spread, and carry them back, set them up in the kitchen. All of the other residents of the house come down and pick at things. All of the NPC residents of the house, rather, come down and pick at things. They thank you. A couple of them are sort of talking around the fact that Navira was gone and was worrying everyone, and sort of like, I'm glad things are back to normal kind of thing.
Probably a good thing.
Kaw is standing impatiently in front of a coffee maker. It's like staring at a French press and you can almost hear the ticking sound in her head, waiting.
Question. Given that I have the beans and the mug, can I use Fabricate to quickly make a cup of coffee, or a pot of coffee?
I mean, sure, if you want to burn your 5th level spell slot, or 4th,
hey,
whatever it is.
First of all, it's a 4th level spell, and second of all, coffee is important.
Yeah, hold on, let me read something about Fabricate. You can totally do it. I just want to read one thing about the spell itself. Fabricate.
Make it hot, or would you just make like brown water?
I mean, I am like a fire cleric, so I'm hoping it's hot.
If this works, I'm going to find a way to incorporate it into Suburbia.
Yeah.
This would make a lot of sense in Suburbia.
The quality of the objects is commensurate with the raw materials. So if you have good beans, it's good coffee.
I mean, that's true to life.
I watched a video the other day about how I'm clearly making coffee wrong. Because I just put it in a pot. Like, I just brew it the way... No, I'm supposed to spin it, and there's 8 devices I need, and a temperature... No, nothing. I gotta swirl things.
I think those might just be, like, advertising videos for those 8 devices.
No, it's from
Here,
Bon Appetit, and they all did it the same way. Anyway.
here, all the 8 devices you need, and here just happen to be our 8 sponsors for this episode.
I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, it does not say that you can change the temperature, so you might have to heat it up a different way. But you all have some way to heat it up. Like, it won't take you that long. Tarbek has fiery spells, and so does Gayle.
Tarbek will literally hold it.
Just put it next to his face.
Scorching ray it.
Too much. I think I can actually, like, using... I guess if I treat the cup as an improvised weapon, can I use my fire to heat it up? That's a thing I think I can
treat
do.
the coffee as an improvised weapon?
Look.
Because if you treat the coffee... I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying...
If you hit the coffee with the mug by pouring the coffee into the mug, can you deal 1d8 of fire damage to the coffee and heat it up?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because you want the you don't want the mug to be smashed. You
Can I heat up the coffee or not, Andy?
Yes.
Andy. Okay, good. I'd like to heat up the coffee and give it to my good friend, Lady Kaw.
The stove is right there.
Also, given the number of horror stories of cups being thrown at baristas, coffee is 100% an improvised weapon.
Oh boy.
Especially hot coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm definitely burning a 4th level spell slot to do that, and you can't stop me.
Do it. Okay.
You now have dwarven brewed coffee, minus the liquor.
Coffee is a fairly new luxury on the Sword Coast. It's imported from other parts of the Forgotten Realms. So you can kind of only get like the good shit in Waterdeep. So it's really nice, strong coffee, made Tarbek tough.
You're telling me there's other parts of the Forgotten Realms aside from the Sword Coast? What?
Never know with WotC's publication schedule.
It's from Calimport, that city that doesn't exist.
Okay. So there's coffee. Navira, would you want to return for breakfast time, or are you going to run through breakfast?
Turn for breakfast. Again, she's been running since 3 in the morning. It's got to be like 7 at this point.
Not coming back because she's tired. She's coming back because she got bored.
Yeah. I'm done, so I did it.
All the hot spots. I mean, if I wanted to go see some rats buried in a trash can, I guess I could run through the D ward again.
Yeah, there was some weird new, very shady looking museum next to a pretty nice looking cabaret. Not too bad. But yeah, you also have to avoid a rat laying eggs or something really gross and weird. So
Andy, you know how rats work?
Yeah.
Does the Sword Coast know how rats work is the question.
Better question. Much better question.
Where did dire rats come from? Big eggs.
A wizard did it.
Good point.
So yeah, you're all back in the house. And there's a big breakfast with some nice coffee, the normal selection of tea and such. The nephews and nieces kind of poke around, and at some point it is just the 4 of you remaining.
Tarbek will open up his newspaper. Anything interesting going on in Waterdeep these days?
Let's see. There were a number of disappearances in the D ward. That seems like it might be that's a couple days old newspaper though. Hopefully that's been solved. It's been solved. There's the new amusement park that's opening. There's a lot of op-ed pieces on that about how it's either great or terrible for the economy, and it's either great or bad that Acquisitions Incorporated is owning everything and giving a lot of people jobs. Also, one op-ed piece that's like, is Omendron a mass lord of Waterdeep? And you're like, yeah, obviously.
It's the worst kept secret in Waterdeep.
There's an auction coming up in town. Let's see what else. It's Fleet Week soon. There's a new temple being opened in the Seaward.
Ooh.
Dedicated to Kelemvor. It's getting an overhaul. So the Lord of the Dead.
Oh.
He's important. But yeah, it kind of boring at the same time. Like, yeah. That's about. Is there anything, any kind of culture section? Lots of cultural things happening. But yeah, anything in particular you're looking for? You'd like me to elaborate on?
Has there been any incidents with the Swolebalds?
So flipping through a couple things, there are some like later page stuff about a colony of kobolds that had been living under the city, and it's saying that the Open Lord, Lady Silverhand, is making good progress with them, and then there's a couple of the more inflammatory newspapers are, open assault in Waterdeep. Where'd these kobolds come from? And everybody else is just like, they were just living under the city. Kobolds. But it's making pains. It's going to pains to make clear that, like, without saying they're weird kobolds, they're weird kobolds. Like, it's trying to talk around to that. How they're all buff and stuff. Sorry. But it seems like negotiations are going well with the Open Lord.
Wonderful. Pretty soon we'll have a U-Ward. Underground ward, I don't know.
Cannot predict now.
Navira's had a single bagel in her mouth the entire time, just to keep her from talking. Just...
How was your run?
Rat laying eggs. I don't know if we should be concerned.
Ask again later.
Tarbek is actually gonna go and talk to one of his nieces or nephews. Like, could you really figure out are there chemicals in the waters? So he'll actually go and send someone to look into that because he's very worried all of a sudden.
Keep an exterminator on call.
Yeah, they'll come back and be like, a wizard did it. I don't know.
Not again. Do you know which wizard?
Puts a finger up, goes back outside.
I like the idea that Tarbek's nieces and nephews are lower level adventurers.
Aww.
Yeah, so
I think we're just vibing now. I think we're just having a good time.
okay.
Kaw is going
having
to...
a good time. Having a good time.
Superstar right into the sky like a tiger to find.
You can't sing too much, you get copyrighted.
Right.
No, you can't sing too well, so we have to intentionally sing poorly.
But Queen is my favorite band. I know all of the songs and all of the pitches. I can't sing them wrong. If you give me a band I don't know as well, I can sing it terribly.
Okay. Dan, not to shit talk your voice, but you ain't no Freddie Mercury, no one is.
It's true. I don't think... you do with the mustache. You could maybe impersonate him, I think, if you wanted to.
Yeah, but I can't sing like that.
That's true.
Anyway, Kaw's going to take an easel and set it up on the lawn and spend some time inking outside, hanging out with Birdsong.
Okay. Yeah. It's even before you came back from Hades, you were in Hades for a bit. So Birdsong is happy to have your company, even if perhaps like a cat, they pretend to not. But no, they're right next to you, occasionally stretching their neck to eat some grass that's a little further from their patch. But yeah, totally. I don't need to be near you, but I'm going to get closer to you right now.
Is this a mule or a cat?
Both. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, we're good. Sorry. I thought Twitch failed on me, but it seems okay now. Are you ink drawing anything in particular?
We'll say a portrait.
Okay.
Not sure who she's gonna start with.
Okay. Okay, that's what Kaw's doing. Gayle.
Yeah, we'll probably be doing business stuff.
Okay.
Just be heading down to the shop, seeing how things went without her.
Okay. So yeah, you head down to your locksmith, the locksmith shop. It's open for business at this point. You walk in, and your uncle Grigor is behind the counter, and he very enthusiastically waves, and leans forward and says, "It's been a while. How you keeping?"
No, pretty good. Nothing bad happened. So
Always glad to hear that.
Was never in any danger, never went to any suspicious places. Nope, it was just great.
Yeah. What? So
stayed on this plane of existence.
it's a weird thing to specify. Yeah, and he asks, how's adventuring going?
No, just so boring and nothing to talk about. How's the shop?
Emotional stakes.
I mean, kill one giant rat, kill them all. Am I right?
Part of your armor just spontaneously catches fire. Oh, it does that now. Yeah, he says shop's been good. Little slow. He's like, people are cleaning their locks. I don't know why it's slow, but it has been a little slow. Not bad slow, just a little slow. It's good to see you again, Gayle.
Right down the street.
Yeah, but yeah, it's different now. Can you stay for dinner?
Always stay for dinner.
Okay, good. Okay, and if you get too tired and you want to stay the night, you can always stay the night.
Down the street.
I mean, I have to see what my
5-minute walk.
This is my wife's grandfather. Or you can always stay. We don't live that way. I mean, we live a bit away, but it's not that far. But yeah, he is clearly not adjusting terribly well to being an empty nester. And
I mean, Gayle put a lot of her money that she got from the team into like the shop and everything. She was hoping they would like decide to take a vacation.
Unless he says, "Oh yeah, about that. We had a disagreement on where to go, so that's still ongoing. Do you have any suggestions? It turns out most places around here are dangerous. There's always a cult or a devil or a giant or a... It's hard to pick a place. Maybe we can
go for like a day at the beach, that kind of thing.
Could go to Neverwinter. Oh no. your uncle will never go to Neverwinter. He doesn't like Daggalt Neverember. I mean, who does? But it's a pride thing. So that's not gonna work. Go to the mountains, but that probably reminds him of home. That's not really a vacation.
Can't Uncle Ron just go home? He can go visit family.
They don't like me very much. It's the human thing. Yeah, your Uncle Bran was has he ever told you about his that's his story to tell, not mine. He can't go back. It's complicated.
Oh. I can see that.
Twinsies.
Well, he can't go back. Well, he can't go back for similar reasons.
I guess his only left is John World just opened.
Could go to Tron World. I'm going to suggest Tron World. That's a good idea, Gayle.
And we have enough money to get it like a season pass.
What? We can get a Jim Dark Magic hat with our names embroidered on them. By the Tintype Pass. You try and find all the little Omen Drawn heads. It's a game. All the little Akink logos. It's a game where they're subliminally telling you to buy things.
Subliminal. There's a sign right at the entrance that says buy things.
Subtlety of a freight train.
Yeah. He kind of nods and he says, I think Drawn World's it. See, Gayle? This is why you need to... Never mind, I promised I wouldn't. He says, how else do you think we should invest the money? We've got some new... we got some new tools... a new sign. The sign is the exact same as the old sign. It's just like literally newer. Like they didn't redesign it or anything.
Like buffed it and painted it.
Yeah, pretty much. We took out an ad.
Oh. Well, I did go to a party and did a lot of guerrilla marketing and gave people my card, so.
Okay, good. Like what, like a block party or?
Like a noble party.
Really?
It was like a big old costume party. Yeah. It was like a work thing. I decided to,
Really?
Yeah. Well, my friends went too.
You're running in some very impressive circles, Gayle. A masquerade?
Gayle just thinks back to the party. He's like, yeah.
Yeah. Impressive circles of death. I mean, I was fine.
Had some time. Got that vault door commission. Killed a lich.
What was that last part?
Oh, nothing?
Yeah, the vault doors, they should be coming in anytime now.
Right, we need somewhere to put the Burke skull.
Yeah, so, he kind of seems very impressed and just, wow, yeah. You grew up so fast.
him a hug.
He'll hug you very much back.
Aw.
Your Uncle Bran eventually comes down, and gently chides Grigor for one, hogging you, and two, not telling him you were home. And yeah, exchanges pleasantries. Asks how you were doing. Asks about adventuring, and such.
He gets about the same sort of responses.
Yeah. And then Grigor says, Gayle says we should go to Drawn World. And Pran says, we should go to Drawn World. It's a great idea, Gayle.
All my ideas are great.
This kid, all your ideas are great, Gayle. Yeah, and kind of nods. Go to Drawn World. Grigor says, she says we should get a season pass. We could get a season pass.
Oh.
It's not even built on a swamp. It's so good.
All the rides work day one, everything.
Well, let's not get crazy. Still Acquisitions Incorporated.
At least one of those rides, like, probably is powered by the soul of an orphan or something, like...
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
They got them all to work on day one.
Okay. Bran says, looking at Grigor, did you give her the book? Grigor's like, thanks for bringing it up. He pulls out from behind the counter a package. It's wrapped in like just brown paper, tied together. And he pushes it over to you, and he says, when we were doing some renovations, we found this in one of the walls. It was your mother's.
Oh. Gayle will then, I guess, take the book and open it.
Okay. Yeah, and looking through it, it's a diary from all. You can read dates at the top of it, but the messages are written in a cipher. And you think, given time, you could decipher it. It doesn't seem terribly complicated, but you'll need to kind of spend some time with it. There might be a key in here somewhere.
Oh. She will snap it closed, stick it in her pocket, and spend more quality time with her uncles.
Okay, yeah. They're kind of... they seem relieved that you have it, but they also don't know what it says or means. They just know Grigor knew it was her handwriting. But, yeah, they continue to talk. They start... Bran at some point is like, no, wait, we're going to do this right. Gets out a piece of parchment and quill, and he starts writing like a prioritized list of all the Drawn World rides. Like, they find a newspaper article that lists all of them, and it's like, no, that one's going to be busy, so you got to go that first thing in the morning. You got to get a magic pass for it. No, that's good. This is going to work.
They're that kind of vacation goer.
Yeah, that's me and my wife.
You ever just decide to go to a place and then just, like, spend the day there without an itinerary? I would recommend it.
Oh, you can't do it for Disney World, though. You have a spreadsheet. Okay, yeah. The rest of the day, Gayle, is very nice. If you stay for dinner, they'll make you a nice big dinner. And yeah, continuing to avoid. They will occasionally continue to ask about your adventures, but you deftly dodge all of them.
She has emotional evasion.
You would not think uncanny dodge works in conversations. However,
Okay. Let's see. Navira, after your run and your breakfast, is there anything else you would like to do for the day? Or take another run of Waterdeep?
To talk to Tarbek, but she's like very like reluctant, just based on like, I don't know, does he want to talk about this? Is he still mad at me? She's very bad at reading emotional signals, like real bad at it.
Tarbek's pretty easy to read. I mean, and he doesn't seem upset.
She has a -1 to wisdom, so like.
Fair enough. Tarbek has a -1 to charisma, so it matches.
Well,
at some point when she is in the house for something, Kaw sees that Navira wants to talk, sees that Tarbek is okay with it, and pushes Navira at Tarbek.
Okay,
Tarbek's still reading his newspaper.
Thanks, so, hey.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm alright. Is something wrong?
Yeah, no, see, kind of got back on a pretty life-changing journey, became a god, killed my proverbial mother figure, just processing a whole lot of things, but, what about you? How are you doing?
Oh, I'm alright. You sound like you've been through a lot. Do you want to talk about it?
I was just wondering if you wanted to talk about it, because I what I did could be considered, pretty rash and stupid by some. I don't necessarily agree with that, but yep.
I would not have done it myself. The important thing is that you're safe. You're a grown woman. I can't exactly tell you what to do. And, I understand people are going to want their independence. And what? I'm not even like... Look, just because I helped you have a bit of an epiphany before doesn't mean I'm now suddenly in control of your life. You're the only one in control of your life.
Oh, but there was a very high possibility that I could have died.
And I'm not thrilled about that. And, now that you're making me think about it, I'm starting to get a little bit antsy. But look, we're...
Okay, back it up. Yeah.
We all make mistakes. Sometimes those mistakes work out for us, as it did in this case. Other times they don't work so well. Look, just because I wish you had not done that doesn't mean I don't understand why you had to. All right?
Okay. Yeah. And I'm glad that you understand why I did it.
I am ready to put this behind us if you are, but I understand if you need some time to process it, and I'm always available if you want to just talk about it.
Oh no, I'm gonna need some time to process this complete right turn in my life. Because it hasn't fully settled in that I was a god. I was a literal god. I could do anything.
That's,
that was in my realm of imagination. And I used it to basically disintegrate one of the most powerful fiends in existence. Like,
Wait, what?
You hear something hit the floor from the other room.
wait, did I not tell you guys?
I mean, you sort of alluded to it, but I didn't realize that's how you did it.
Yeah, no, Zariel's dead. I wiped her from face of the plane.
I didn't think that you used your god powers to wipe her from the face of existence. That was... Oh, wow, the things you kids get up to. Oy.
Yeah, no, if I had not used the god power, she would have wiped the floor with my ass.
Well, that
So-
makes sense. It's just, I didn't quite...
Tarbek Tough is Tarbek Tough against the god of dragons, but maybe not against Ariel.
I mean, I would assume that Tiamat was in a weakened state. No, I understand. It's just... Oh, wow. You just went up to her and just...
Well, I made her regret all of her life choices before I did that.
Whew. That's,
Like, if either of you turn around, there's just, like, peering in the door, just like...
I'm as surprised as, Good job, I think.
I'm not sure how to feel about it either.
Look, my understanding is there's a lot of politics that goes on in the Hells.
Like you wouldn't believe.
You didn't do anything wrong. I think at the end of the day, at least for you personally, it was the right thing. But I have some questions as to what that might do, for the sort of planescape and whatnot.
Oh, there is 100% going to be fallout. But, like, I feel like we've done enough in that regard.
Well, yeah, and,
Like-
I've still got at least one more trip to make at some point, so...
Yeah, no, I feel like we should save our last plane hopping adventure for that big one right there. I feel like if someone tries to come to us and is like, hey, we need you, or Asmodeus is like pissed the hell off and we need your help solving this problem, like we could just say
I
no
see
at
what
that
you did there. That's like a pun.
Yeah. So, yeah, we could just say no at that point because, like, I don't know, pay their dues.
Call Elminster.
You know me, I'm not one to make things not my problem. Always getting into trouble, I am, even in my old age. Although for a dwarf, not that old, I suppose.
You're like 40 for a dwarf, dude.
Oh, you mean... Sorry, okay. Yes, no, 40 for a dwarf. So like 18 for a human.
Wait. Like middle
41.
I think she's trying to... You're like middle-aged, is what she's saying. You're not that old.
Yeah. Well, 160 ain't exactly a spring chicken either. Even for a dwarf.
Chicken
Although,
wings.
my grandfather did live till, well, actually, he's still alive, I think. Should probably call him. Gonna send a quick
lot of people we should
quick
probably
message.
call.
Quick message to Tarbek the Stranger. Is he still alive?
He is still alive, yes.
Okay, cool.
He does say he's slowing down, but he'll die with a hammer in his hands.
Of course he will. It's the fire. It's the Cinderbeard way. It is.
Yeah,
Starting to
no.
wonder how things are progressing without me at the Citadel. You can only predict so much from divination spells, and you never know what's going on there. And well, should probably getting back there at some point. But I understand there's a lot of things we need to take care of here first.
Tarbek just
I
says
need-
divination spells, and Kaw's head just, like, pivots.
I mean, most of the things that I needed to take care of were in hell. So, we've got the money, we've got the time if you want to go.
Well, it's not just that. You know the situation with my son, correct? Well, look, whether or not we can bring him back is irrelevant, but I would like him to rest easy.
We can. And I'm sure that after everything we've been through, we can do whatever you need to do.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't want to be a burden, you know me, but,
Dude, I literally...
Chances aren't good.
You're not a burden.
Yes.
All
Just
right,
leave it at
well,
that.
okay,
Let's just be
I guess
frank about it.
I was going to guilt trip you, but I guess I don't have to now.
Laughing.
Canned laughter, like in a sitcom.
Total, like, one laugh track that they've used since the 60s.
Those people are dead now.
Speaking of which, where's Gayle?
She went to go visit her uncles.
Ah. Question, would I have talked to Gayle's dwarf uncle? I don't remember the name.
You've talked to Bran before, yeah.
Would I know anything about his, exile or...
So his deal, yeah, probably at the party, you would have talked about this. So he was supposed to marry a dwarven noble, and instead he fell in love with a human, and he's just like, I don't have to do this bullshit. I'm moving to the big city. Fuck all y'all.
To Broadway.
Pretty much, and he's just like, nope, peace, finger.
Yeah, Tarbek largely went through the same thing, He was in an arranged marriage, then got divorced, and basically used the clergy as a get-out-of-jail-free card for the consequences of that.
Yeah, and he's from a fairly minor family. Like the Cinderbeards have some clout to their name. He's a fairly minor family. He has like 4 older siblings, so it wasn't the most important political marriage. So he could very easily say fuck off, and his family would be like, we have to exile you, but yeah, we get it. Like,
dwarven traditions are very harsh at times.
Okay. As you're all talking, the one of the crystal balls in the area you're talking flashes, and it says that Narzgul has gone live on Witch.
Do we know a Narzgul?
He's one of the he's one of your nephews. He's one of the tieflings.
Ah.
He's the polite, quiet one.
That's why Tarbek doesn't remember his name. What's on a Switch?
So you pull it up, and he's holding a like a scrying stone kind of thing, like above himself. Hey, it's your boy Narzgul, and he kind of does a quick pan. He's at Drawn World. He shows off his new fanny pack. It's got a big Ack Inc. logo on it.
I should give him the old one back one of these days.
Yeah, and then it's him waiting in line, and a couple minutes later he's on the what is the name of this ride? The Seven Kingdoms Dwarf Minecart, and it's like this out of control minecart roller coaster thing, and it's him, Victor, and in the cart behind them you can see Dormer is just sleeping. And he's, shaking, and the camera's going all over, or the scrying stone's going all over the place. And it's just, their day at Drawn World is what he's currently streaming.
Of course he's an IRL streamer.
It's your boy.
He's
Welcome,
not particularly...
King Simulator, the Twitch channel.
You know, it's weird. He's not usually particularly outgoing.
No.
I'm just wondering what else is like. What else should we like? I don't know. I guess we kind of hit a point, a crossroad in a campaign. We're in between quests.
Yeah, and at some point, Gayle comes back home, and would she like to do anything when she comes home? And then I have a question for Kaw, and then I have something else.
Yes, Gayle will come home, look around to everybody's faces, squint, and go, I didn't miss anything, did I?
Reply hazy. Try again.
Is there team bonding while I was gone?
Yes.
School went to Drawn World.
Who?
My nephew.
Holds up the fanny pack.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
I have a lot of nephews and nieces.
Yes, definitely.
I'm going to spend a lot of time in my room right now. Nothing to worry about. Bye. And Gayle will run upstairs and like... she'll start, like, once she gets to her room, she'll start, like, trying to decode the book.
Okay, can I get an intelligence check from you, please?
Oh.
Tarbek will sort of turn to the rest of the party and go, "No, she's the one I think I'm most worried about."
I rolled a natural 1.
Okay.
Which would be a 5.
Okay, it's still a 5. That's good. Okay. So you open the book, and it kind of... Yeah, it just kind of hits you that, like, this is the last thing you might ever read from your mom. And you're just like, I can't... You don't want it to be something bad or even mundane. Like, you can't, not right now. And you just, too much has happened, Navira and all that stuff. And you just can't focus enough. You can try again later. You will certainly have better mental focus and try again later. But right now, it's just not working for some reason. Okay, let's see. Okay. Kaw, who was the portrait of?
There's a series of canvases enough for everyone,
Okay.
but she started with Navira.
Okay, excellent. Okay. So, as the evening rolls by, Tarbek, you get a sending spell from one of your nephews in Glorum, from Domhole, and says, Uncle Tarbek. Uncle Tarbek. He gets 25 words. Let me think of how we would phrase this. Recently, we had some Snurfneblin visitors who said some weird things. Also, volcano seems to stop working. Help? Or, please advise, question mark.
How does a volcano stop? Oh boy. How does a volcano stop working?
He says, the magma runs cool. Like, it's turning hard in the caldera. And it's turning from lava into basalt. I think that's right.
That's not the worst thing in the world.
It is when you have a forge there.
That's
so
true.
So yeah, if your answer is okay, just go home to somewhere else, and that is an answer. But
Well, I suppose. Well, there is
Kind of
one
gold
thing.
dragon there.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, probably have to give her something valuable, but she might help us. Tarbek says to Dom Hall, cast teleport circle if you can. Keep it standing for the next couple of days.
okay,
I'll try to stop by soon.
okay, you can do that.
Can he? Is he level 9? I don't know.
He can
Someone
find,
there has
he
to
can
be.
find someone who can do it.
I mean, they are right next to the dwarven capital of Gauntlgrim.
Yeah,
So
the gold dragon might be able to do it. I'm trying to find what the gold dragon's name was. It was something dumb, if I remember correctly.
Golden Linda.
Yeah. I must have made it up. I'll have to figure out what it is later. Okay. I'll have to rewatch that episode. Okay. So yeah, he says he will find someone or cast it himself. He is your oldest, or he's kind of the one who's in charge, so...
he is in charge.
Yeah, he might be able to cast it himself. Well, now that's pretty close to your guy's level. He'll find someone who can do it.
Yeah, I don't think he's level 9 yet.
Yeah.
Maybe like 7.
But he says he'll take care of it, and he asks, should we expect you all... Or should we expect you soon, Ben?
Aye.
Okay. The way he says "okay" sounds like I have to clean up a bunch.
If I'm not there in the next 3 days, then something has come up. But otherwise, I'll be there soon.
Okay. Okay.
Shit, guys, Dad's on his way. We have to clean.
I don't know. I'm assuming I burned all of my 3rd level spell slots with that.
Good if you're going to sleep.
Not all. No, because he started the chain, and you responded. So if you had sent him a message out of turn, it would have been like 1 or 2. But because he started it, it was mostly him burning the spells. So he's got to take a nap. But
I mean, you know, he's got like. Actually, he probably doesn't have that many 3rd level spell slots. We should go there soon, though. All right, guys. I think we might be taking a field trip, or just me if you guys are busy.
Kind of checked everything off my list, so wherever you want to go.
Yeah, there's some problems at Glorum that we need
What?
to take care of.
Problems?
Yeah, so you know how it's a volcano?
Yes.
The lava is the magma is starting to harden a little, which is a bit of an issue if you have a forge there. And we're not really sure what's causing it. There's not really any natural reason for that to be the case. It's not an active volcano, my understanding, but it is, you know, a volcano. There should be magma in there.
Have you
It's
considered volcano
so-
real estate?
That is my catchphrase, yes.
okay. So yeah, what is the rest of the group think about this?
Right, we can swing by.
You may rely on it.
Well, you told Dom Hall to cast teleport circle, so we can actually all go, I think, and it won't take that long. I should be able to get one done at the Temple of Moradin. Or some other place, maybe the Mages Guild. Or there's a lot of people here, I feel like, who would do this for us if we just asked them. I think we've gotten a decent reputation so far.
As I see it, yes.
Yeah, the last time you had a teleport up there, Lady Silverhand teleported you all, so you might be able to get her to do it again if she's not too busy.
I will go to the Temple of Moradin because I feel like they're more equipped to deal with sort of the Dwarven runes and that kind of style.
Sure.
But not until everyone's done their stuff here, because I think Gayle might have something she needs to take care of.
So figuring out the cipher, then I could do that on the road too.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Road.
Well, it'll take about 15 minutes to get there, and quite frankly, it's not that hard to get back either. You know, we're trying to set up like a permanent teleport circle, but, you know, until Gauntlgrim was sort of refounded, we didn't really have time to, you know, get the wizard. Anyways, so yeah, we will be working on that. And I think it is time that we get going. Who's with me? Going on a field trip.
Many
Need to
field
go.
trips.
Let my
All
uncles
right.
know. Going on a field trip.
Does Bran want to come with?
He's busy planning out his Drawn World
Right.
vacation. So he gets excited about these things. I don't want to do that to break his heart.
Fair enough. So before we go, just want to say thank you very much for doing this for me. Shouldn't take too long, and I will start packing. It's not a whole lot we need to pack. It's teleporting. Not a whole lot of travel. And then Tarbek's going to kind of trail off and just start futzing around, trying to find all the things he needs.
Okay.
He's also going to, like, grab a couple of it. Like, he'll probably grab Victor. Tell him to keep an eye on things, etc., etc.
Okay, yeah, he's got a bunch of Ack Inc. merchandise on. He started collecting their pins. It's addictive, he says.
His birthday's coming up. I'll get him like a jean jacket so he can pin him on something.
But yeah, he says no problem, and he'll make sure everything is A-okay while you're gone. Anybody else want to...
At some point, when Nerzgul was still alive, Cod did hide his fanny pack in his room somewhere.
Okay.
It's like it's hanging from a ceiling fan, so when he turns the lights on, it'll start whipping around or something.
Okay. And Navira, anything, or just grab all your gear and you're good?
Polish your armor, like, real well. Just get that first layer of hell stink off. As much as she can.
Okay, yeah. And Gayle, you want to go talk to your uncles before you leave?
Like, pop in, let them know that we're going to Tarbek's house. Be back soonish. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, they've got a map of the park. There's a route drawn on it.
It'll take like a week at most to get this thing handled. It just, we gotta take a look, see, how it is with the kids.
Okay. So, you all grab your stuff, leave fanny packs in certain places,
And Tarbek will take the Burke skull with, just so you know.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, so you head over to the Temple of Moradin. And it's a big, squat stone building. It's roughly pyramid shaped. And you can hear the clanging well before you get close. And the smell of just heat and coal, smoke, burned wood.
I feel like if dwarves did not have the poison resistance, they would just all get black lung.
It's also properly ventilated.
Okay, good.
Ventilate your workspaces or use the proper PPE.
Or you will get the black
Yeah,
lung.
because the low ceilings clan didn't last very long.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you walk in, a couple dwarves walk by, say, Hail Tarbek. They continue to go about their business. And then
Hail short burns!
Oh, hail!
What?
The Firebeard has returned! Just a bunch of fire dudes in the corner pointing.
Come on.
Hell!
I think you guys are technically a heresy.
A dwarven woman dressed in full Moradin regalia, bright red hair, braids, her beard is also braided, comes up to you and asks, Master Cinderbeard, is there something we can do to help you?
Yes. My nephew is setting up a teleport circle now. I have the sigils that we agreed on written here, and I require transport.
Of course.
I can pay the fee. I wouldn't let you waive it, even for a member of my stature.
That is almost exactly what she was going to say. She says, most kind. Most kind. Pardon me.
He does have proficiency in insight, so I feel like he kind of knows the procedure.
And you've probably been around before. This lady's name is Kezig Copperbraids.
That's an understatement. I'm pretty sure I slept here before the house. Before
You did. Sorry, yeah. I meant you had seen her here before.
Yeah.
And she leads you into a small chamber where an older dwarf kind of groans as he stands up. She goes and speaks to him. He gets the sigil sequence from you and starts casting the spell.
Yeah. And is there a teleport circle here as well?
Yes.
And I'm assuming it's permanent.
It is.
I would sort of like to try to memorize that sequence as well. Like try to write that down.
Yeah, you can write that down.
Yeah. We're at that level where we need to start collecting these sigil sequences.
Done.
Thank you. Oh, right. You can copy everything perfectly.
Yep. Kaw's got it in the bag. With the passive perception of 23 or whatever it is.
It's just 20.
It's just 20.
Just 20. So you could technically roll the 30, but whatever.
Well, can you, or do you have the feat that just gives you a passive boost?
I have the feat that gives me a passive boost. I have Observant.
Okay.
Okay. So, casts the spell. The circle glows bright orange. And you all may walk through if you'd like.
Trebek will
Lifting
crack
off
his...
November Oscar Whisker.
Yeah.
I get that reference.
I do too. I get that reference way too much. All right, let's all get in the teleport circle.
Okay.
Get in the car.
Woo!
Road trip. Are we there yet?
Yeah. Yes, actually.
Are we there yet?
Yes, we are.
Are we there yet?
We are standing in the place that we were going to. It took 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Are we there yet?
The dwarf wizard's like finish casting the spell, so you all leave. Stop asking. Okay.
Are we there? Oh.
So you enter into a large dim cave, which Tarbek, it takes you a minute to recognize as Glarum, but there is no standing lava pool that is usually here. It's a cracked field of stone. You can see all the forges around. The regular stuff, all the armor and armor racks and weapon racks, and eventually your nephew Domhole comes up and nods his head, and he says, "It's gotten a lot worse."
Wasn't this call like 2 hours ago?
I don't know what's happening.
All right, we gotta get on this quickly.
He says, he points to a group of people that he referenced in his sending spell, Snurf Neblin, a group of Snurf Neblin, which are like deep gnomes. They have kind of ashy skin, white hair. They look a little bit like drow.
That generally, though, deep gnomes and dwarves are pretty tight, usually,
yes,
right?
Yeah. And you would know, actually, that there is a Snurf Neblin village not too far from here called Burrock.
Hey, guys. And I...
Yes, one of them comes over and says, "Oh, Tarbek, how are you?"
Doing well, and I'm assuming, are we speaking Undercommon or Common?
They will follow your lead, whatever you would like to speak. They can switch
Common so everybody can understand.
Okay.
So, I've been told that we've got a little bit of an issue with. This is supposed to be a volcano, and it seems to be turning into a mountain.
They say, yes. The leader of the group introduces herself as Spiffy.
Proper gnomish name.
Yeah.
I appreciate using the short form.
Yes, gnomes have like a billion names. That's their deal.
They collect them. It's hilarious. I love gnomes.
She nods and she says, "Yes, Tarbek. We have seen in the upper levels of the Underdark a sight we have not seen in a long time. We've seen mind flayers, and they clearly have to be responsible for this."
Outlook not so good.
Just mind flayers?
Outlook not so good.
Yeah, they are venturing further than I have ever seen them into the upper reaches of the Underdark. That is the only thing that is different.
Fuck!
Yes.
Don't repeat that call.
Cannot predict now.
Okay, serious mode. Well, this is a big fucking problem then. We really gotta do... What do we do? Do you know where they've been spotted? Or can you take us to them?
She says, yes, we don't have any adventurers or notable warriors in our our group, we were hoping to find you here, and thankfully your nephew could reach you. We're sorry about your volcano real estate.
I mean, quite frankly, I think this actually increased property values if nothing else, but it's still a problem.
She looks at the non-dwarves and like understands, like, I understand. She says, so we dared not confront the mind flayers, but there is a pattern. We do think we know where they're staying.
All right. Well, what's the old saying? Knock twice, then blow down the doors. I say we use that same tactic here, because if they're not going to leave on their own, I think we're going to have to speak the universal language to them. The universal language, of course, being violence.
Knock, knock, in Gale's voice.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay. So, Spiffy points to two of the other gnomes and sends Calver and Ferric to come forward, and she says that they were the last ones to see the mind flayers, so that they can show you where they last saw them.
Dumbhole. Nobody tried to go find them on their own, did they?
The mind flayers, no.
Oh, thank goodness.
No, some of us might be brash, but not that brash.
It's a good thing I left Victor back in Waterdeep.
Okay.
He's going to Drawnland.
Okay, so you all you follow these two individuals. Ferric takes the lead, and
their names were Ferric and
Calver.
Gotcha.
Ferric takes the lead and says that outside of their village, which I mentioned was
Burrock.
Burrock. Burrock. Burrock.
Now that's a good name.
So, says, we ostensibly saw Mind Flayer scouts poking closer and closer to the village before their own lava pits began to dry up. They say they mostly use them as sources of heat and light. They don't forge with them. They're more properly gem miners. But they start walking towards the town, and you see a in this cavern that you approach a sizable little village. That very dim. There's no continual light spells, no torches even. They weren't lying when they said that the light was provided by a different source, but everyone but Kaw can see in the dark. Is that true?
I cast light.
Excellent. Kaw casts light on a feather. That's what you usually cast it on, right?
Yeah.
And you enter this empty little town. And the two gnomes point to the edge of town and say, down that tunnel, there eventually will be a fork in the road. You take the leftmost path, and that's the last place we saw the mind flayers while we were mining down one of those tunnels.
Gotcha. Alright, well, be careful. These are very, very, very old tunnels, and we don't know what we're going to find. Dwarves and mind flayers and everything. Everything you can imagine have been through here at one point or another. So be on your guard.
Are we there yet?
Yes. What are you...
Chuckles.
As you are walking down the cavern tunnel, Tarbek, and you've lived underground a very long time, so you can almost sense it before you feel it, but there is a tremor of an earthquake. It's not terribly violent. There's no cave-in. You can hear rocks shifting in other parts of the cave, but you are in a properly supported mine tunnel. Like, it's got supports and everything. The Snurfneblin knew what they were doing, and the ground shakes. It's definitely an earthquake, but not a terribly violent one.
Kaw panics.
Oh boy.
Understandable.
What could be big enough to be causing an earthquake? Alright, we gotta keep going.
Dragon?
Gayle will take out her little piece of chalk and start marking the way we're going as on the cave wall as we go.
Always a good call. I think there's some gnomish markings, but I don't speak gnomish. Sorry, you're...
No, I don't speak Gnomish either.
Yeah, I took Undercommon as a second language instead.
I took a lot of languages, but I don't have Gnomish.
No, I mean like in character, in school.
No, Gayle did that too.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So, you start walking down the path, and eventually, Kaw hears it before everyone else. You can hear... I know. You have a very good... You hear it not that much later, Tarbek. You also have a very good passive perception.
It's only 15.
It's still pretty good.
Still good.
You hear a squelching noise. Something like a squid caw. Up ahead.
Point wand of fireball in that direction.
Okay.
Proceed.
Do you want me to go check it out?
I'll be honest with you, I don't think I want to send you there alone even for half a second.
My reply is no.
We don't know how many of them there are, and I'd prefer we stick together even if we're not going to be as quiet. You can...
If you say so.
Hmm?
If you say so. I can turn invisible.
Oh, right. Can mind flayers see invisible things?
Give me an Arcana check.
I don't have that one. Actually, haven't rolled my dice this session yet. That is a 13. No, wait, 12.
Okay, so from what you know about mind flayers, they, as far as you know, they might be able to read a person's thoughts, but they can't see invisible things.
Alright, just don't think of anything if you're going to do this invisibility thing, Gayle.
Gayle turns invisible.
Okay. What would you like to do, Gayle?
I like to sneak down the tunnel where Kaw's pointing her fireball on.
Excellent. Okay. So you head down the tunnel. Let's see. Okay. So you head down the tunnel, and as you do, you see a large. You start to see carved stone instead of a tunnel, and up ahead is a large courtyard where you can see there's a balcony. And a group of individuals, from this distance it's a little hard to tell, presumably mind flayers, are gathered around the balcony.
Like it looks like they're waiting for somebody?
Yes.
I guess Gayle will then try to sneak her way back to the others and tell them what you saw.
Okay.
Maybe we can sneak in and hear. Are they gathering for a speech or something? That sounds like they're gathering for a speech for someone on a pavilion or something.
Gayle shrugs invisibly.
You can kind of hear fabric rustle and leather armor squeak.
We can tell when Gayle shrugs. I mean,
You can feel it.
yeah, it's like a slight chill.
Goes to pat Gayle on the shoulder, misses, readjusts, gets it the second time.
All right,
One
then.
thing you can be sure of is that one mind flayer is bad, but a gathering of them is even worse.
Yes, but we have to figure out what it is they're doing.
Yeah, Gayle, there were a lot of them.
Like a whole crowd army type deal?
Yeah, like 30.
30?
30.
Oh, that's a lot of mind flayers. We're not going to be able to fight 30 mind flayers. I question the ability we have to fight 3.
My reply is no. My reply is no. Very doubtful. Chances aren't good.
Right, well, no matter what they're here for, we need to evacuate this area of the volcano.
Why would there be so many people? Why would there be so many mind flayers so high up? It doesn't make any sense unless they're... they'd have to
Maybe
be
they're
trying...
running from something worse?
Either they're running for something worse, or they're looking to invade Glorum. I don't like either option.
You want me to go back and see if the person they're waiting for shows up?
Do we want to risk it?
No.
My reply is
I mean,
no.
I'm invisible up to an hour.
Gayle, I'll leave the decision up to you.
Okay, Gayle sneaks back to the mind players.
Okay.
I shouldn't have left the decision up to Gayle.
Why?
What did you think she was
Years
going to
are
do?
walking
Where
off.
he's going to go?
Zero throws on Tarbek. He's like, why? Why would you?
Well, because out of character, Daniel wants to know what's going on. Tarbek is terrified.
Okay.
I'm glad that we have a character who will not do what Tarbek wants.
Okay. As you approach... Sneaking.
At advantage.
At advantage and invisibly. You see a...
Roll stealth.
Yeah, go ahead and roll stealth.
Oh boy. I give guidance. Can I do that?
You could have
Advantage.
done guidance before, so you get a D4 in addition to advantage.
I rolled 2 18s. D4. So 18, 21 for stealth.
Okay.
And then another 4 on the D4, so that's 24.
Okay, excellent.
And I think invisibility adds like plus 10 or something nuts.
I think it just gives you. I think it just makes you invisible, which is a condition.
I sort of assume that with invisibility, people aren't gonna like find you unless they're looking for you. Because like, what are they gonna do? Like, just
D&D amount doesn't tell me.
Unless
throw
you're being
flour
really
everywhere.
loud.
That's true. If you're very loud, but Gale's thankfully
yeah.
somewhat sneaky.
Gayle was being quiet. I do take into account invisibility typically, unless they have a way to smell or hear you. They're probably not going to. They're certainly not going to see you literally. But okay, so Gayle, up onto the balcony. Appears a very large illithid.
An illithid.
With pronounced like head, like on its head tentacles. Here, I'll show you art.
Oh my god, they're so much more powerful than the regular kind.
Oh, that's a bad boy.
Yep. In addition, there is a drow man and a beholder.
I hate all of this.
The illithid reaches out telepathically to everyone in the area and kind of just continues to stretch. So Gayle, you hear this in your head, and it says, and you just instinctively understand it. My comrades, I know we are all frightened. I know the Draknor approaches, and there is nothing we can do about it. We can go no further in the Underdark. We must... There is no reasoning with it, I know. Perhaps there is reasoning with the dwarves or the drow, and then a bunch of audible psychic boos. Boo! No!
Well, we don't have to worry about the mind flayers. That's good, right?
Okay.
Rack.
Everything about this.
Gonna say, you guys are
This is-
panicking. Do you know what that is? Because I don't.
Yeah, Gail doesn't know what he's talking about either.
Sounds bad.
I mean, if 35 mind flayers are afraid of it.
35 mind
mind
flayers, the
a
big
bef-
lithid, a beholder.
If an
Some
illithid is afraid of it, it's some scary shit. Because
Babylon
illithids
from
are
Wreck-It Ralph.
terrifying.
Gayle, what would you like to do? And then we will wrap up this episode.
I guess Gail will just like invisibly nod her head, walk quietly, like just keep backing up till she gets back to her friends.
Okay.
Tell her friends, so there's this bigger scary guy, some elf dude, and a beholder, and they're all afraid of something called a Draknor.
Can
you
I
guys
roll
know what
to
that
see if
is?
I've lived in the Underdark for most of my life.
Yeah, you can go. You can roll a nature check.
Could I use history?
Sure. Let's see.
And would that be with advantage given my upbringing, or no?
No, because this information is very rare.
That's a 21.
Okay.
Oh boy.
There are legends of a creature called a Draknor.
Legends, you say?
Yes, they have not been seen in centuries. But while going through puberty, ostensibly, they need massive amounts of heat.
I cast legend lore about these things.
Okay.
Hoo-hoo.
Let's see.
Good call.
Let's see if I can find like a picture of them too.
How long does Draknor puberty last? Because this could only be like a couple weeks.
No, their lifespan's crazy long. So it'll be a couple of years at least.
Well, for dwarf, that's like 8 minutes.
Let's see. Yeah, until they start evaporating the hot springs under Neverwinter, and then humans get mad.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. Layer of the Draknor. There we go.
Also, probably everybody uses that for like heating their water and.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
tentacle nest.
That's an unknowable horror if I ever did see one. That looks like an ascended evil flump.
Draknor are very rarely encountered on the prime material plane. They go through 3 distinct growth stages: egg, larva, adult. That picture is a larval Draknor.
What?
Of course it is.
Let's see. Supports itself 10 rock art extensions.
Great, it can hit us 10 times.
There we go. Okay, so they start their life here, and then eventually they move to the para-elemental plane of magma. So you don't really... There's not much known about the adult life of Draknor, because...
That's probably for the best.
Yeah. Let's see. 30... they are smart. They don't know how to talk to anyone else, but they are intelligent. They just have no communication. Let's see.
This is the segue into our our Lovecraftian
yes.
game. Basically, is what you're saying.
But essentially, it will not stop eating heat and eventually other things until it reaches its full adult stage, whenever that is. So it'll continue to eat magma, eventually going down to probably the core. They're incredibly dangerous, and they're a pest that probably needs to be dealt with.
A pest?
I mean, planet kind of needs a core.
A pest?
Yeah, think of like if basically, we have a mosquito infestation, meant that the mosquitoes were like the size of like
A
lions,
city?
Yeah,
but still like ate you.
murder.
Like
hornets.
basically they drained all your like that's the equivalent of what we're dealing with right now.
I didn't say
What we need to do is
easy.
call
I just-
Draknor Control Services. Problem solved.
How do we even kill a Draknor? The only thing I can think of is like, okay, we
I
have to.
think we do have a skull that transports them to anywhere we want them to go. So maybe we can just like push it to this plane it needs to go to a little earlier than before.
Why don't we take the Eldritch Being of Fire and push it somewhere else?
That's not the worst idea,
mean-
actually. It's not a terrible idea.
Oh, the other thing that Kaw would have known from legend lore, they cause earthquakes, and they will get worse and worse.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we got to deal with this sooner rather than later. Shite. Should we go talk to the Mind Flayers?
Before we do anything rash, I think that we need to get your family out of this volcano in case
we need
these
to go.
negotiations with the Mind Flayers go south.
Yeah, we need to talk to those deep
evacuate.
gnomes.
Yeah,
All right.
because
Which
if we can't negotiate with these guys and these earthquakes are going to keep getting worse, people are probably going to die. So,
yeah, we're gonna have to recruit some adventurers from Gauntlgrim, possibly, or I don't know. If we can't find anyone more experienced than us, we'll have to do it ourselves. Unless we can wake the dragon.
Okay.
So we're moving away from the super scary mind flayers.
Yes, let's go. Let's go. We gotta go. We gotta warn them. We gotta warn the people on the in Glorum right now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And Tarbek all of a sudden is like terrified and just super on edge.
Okay. So that's where we will end for the night, and we will pick up there again in 2 weeks, dealing with this baby. It's just a baby, everyone.
A baby eldritch monstrosity living under my house.
Sapping all of the heat and, like,
Possibly
causing
eating my
earthquakes.
kids soon. Possibly also eating my
Mind
kids.
Flayers to the surface.
The Ulitharid is afraid of it, Andy. The fucking Ulitharid is afraid of it.
Act like this is my fault somehow. So outros and plugs.
Hey, Andy, do me a quick favor. Post a couple of the confirmed monster emotes in chat for
that's
me, please,
fair,
because I
yeah.
can't do it myself.
Guys, to put things in
Soup's not here to do
perspective.
it.
Hi, I'm Daniel. By the way, Daniel is afraid of Ulitharids. And the Ulitharid is afraid of this thing. Just putting that in perspective.
Oh, they're there. That's fair.
Thank you.
Outros and plugs. Damn.
That was my outro.
Oh,
and plug.
okay, excellent. Who's next? Liz.
Liz. I don't know what an illithid is or anything like that. I'm just happy to be here. Also, since Soup's not here to promote it, I'm going to promote her adventure design she did, the Princess Project. It's on the DMs Guild now. If you buy it right now, you can. All the money goes to the creators or something like that.
Yep.
They're doing that sale. She did art for it. It's very good. I just bought it.
Awesome.
I gotta get that.
Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay, and I currently miss dealing with, like, level 6 problems where there's an upset king. Maybe you have to go do some fetch quests. This is the bad thing about being in high-level D&D, is everything gets scarier.
And Mira.
Hi, I'm Miro. We fought Tiamat last episode, and Andy looked at that and said, how can I make this worse? And then he did.
It did!
So, congratulations to Andy, confirmed monster, good DM. We could also promote his stuff on the DMs Guild if you want to go and support him as a creator. You can become a confirmed monster yourself.
Also, he has playable
Also-
moves, and they're real good.
Follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, @BirdsandNerdsArt, sometimes, if you like that. Sometimes art of this party.
It's really good art. You should follow. Very good art.
Super good art.
Super great art. Yeah, I am on the DMs Guild. Search my name, Andy Hatton. Knowles. You can play Knowles, who doesn't want to play hyena people.
Of course.
People made of wood. They're some of my favorites. Volodny. They're weird.
Ooh.
you can go visit a fucked up Dread Realm based on A Christmas Carol. And that's a lot of fun, too, in my humble opinion. But go support any of your favorite creators on the DMs Guild. Right now is a great time to do it. What do we... On Sunday, Empire of Leaves return. And come watch a bunch of garbage elves be terrible and fight a dragon. And then lots of stuff next week.
A dragon, how pedestrian.
Yes.
Just a single normal dragon.
Oh, ho.
And they're like level 14 too, so I mean it's just a dragon.
It's like a regular mosquito infestation.
Yeah. Okay.
It was just a single regular mosquito.
Yeah. Have a great night, everybody.